Today, guys and gals, it's Cooking Bloke from the very beginning to the very end. Now, as it's winter time, even though it's kind of like only autumn in actual fact, winter begins officially on the 23rd of December and ends on the 23rd of March. It's kind of curious because I always was under the impression that winter begun in November. You know, autumn was September and October, and then winter was November. Not the case. So we've got some Jim Reeves, because I grew up with Jim Reeves. My old man always used to cook Sunday lunch, and he was the best cook out of him and the old woman, my stepmother. And we always used to have a roast, chicken, pork, beef, lamb, and the house was filled with the essence. And we had this old gramophone, this old monophone gramophone, and he had these old Jim Reeves records, you know, from the 60s. And I used to look at them and think, and you know, I even liked them as a kid because I loved all 60s stuff. And you know, I was into Elvis and the Beatles then, but you know, I like Jim Reeves also. So wow. Now the only difference is, well, there are differences, but the household I grew up in was full of kids, and so we've got all these kids doing stuff, and it's a big house, and you know, there's, I don't know, at any given time in the house, I suppose there's 7 brothers and sisters, 8 brothers and sisters, something like that. So there's a lot of us, yeah, I used to remember waking up on a Sunday morning and you know, hearing kids laughing and playing and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, right then, beef stew with dumplings. Oh, this is what's going on. Laid up somewhere beyond the blue, angels bring to me heaven's home door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Okay. Right then, I think that the other one was a short. So let's have a look at the ingredient then, shall we? And well, we'll focus the camera down here. Tea, because it's too early for beer. It's about 10:30. Now, of course, no stew is stew without a swede and some parsnips. So let's crack on, shall we? Wow. Okay, let's take this off. Tell you what, you could kill a man with one of these. You'd put it in a sack and swing it around his head and he'd be dead. It's as dense as a brick. Right. So the art of cooking, as far as I'm concerned, is to not make a lot of mess when you're doing it. And so keep a tidy ship. Always tidying up as you go. Now, let's have a look at them for sort of like evenness. Yep. Now I love swede in beef stew, and of course I think it's one of those essential ingredients, isn't it? Along with the dumplings. Can't beat a bit of gin roast, people. I only wish I could sing like him, even just a fucking little bit. I'm not going to be shy with this swede. Okay, that'll be that. Then carrots. Carrots I'm going to cook separately because they're a very, precarious thing. They take longer to cook. And so I want to ensure that I've got the vegetables cooked optimally. And to do that, some of them will have to cook separately. Now I'm going to have cauliflower with this stew, and I'm going to cook the cauliflower until it's cooked, but it's still very firm and crunchy. I like my vegetables firm and crunchy, and particularly broccoli and cauliflower. Now the thing is, I'm going to be making this, and that pot really isn't big enough, and because there's a lot of ingredient, and a pot like that, it's going to last me like 3 days, which is 3 days eating the same thing is alright. I don't get bored of it. And my carrots are like chunky, so they're going to be like this. Now, as a musician, I kind of favour my fingers a great deal, and so I'm always very, very careful. Now I'm going to put them in that pan, like that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get these on the way so they're ready. So I don't have to wait for anything, right? So boil the kettle first. Now what I'm going to do is, to save time, because I like to be organised and save time, I'm going to put a little bit of water in the carrots, and I'm going to turn the heat on, so that will start to warm up the pan, and won't burn the carrots because there's a little bit of water in there. And so then when I put in the boiling water, I can turn the temperature down on the pan straight away to simmer, and I don't have to wait to monitor it for the because if you just put cold water in a saucepan with the vegetables. You're waiting forever for that to start to boil. So you might as well just do it in the kettle straight away. And then, like I say, heat up the saucepan with a little bit of water in the bottom so you don't get this nasty burnt smell. Now, I've been becoming pretty bored with things I've been eating, and it's kind of like, oh man, I can't, just keep eating the same stuff. And then I thought to myself, well, it's winter time, mate, so it's time for the stews. So I make all different sorts of stews. I'll make chicken, pork, lamb, beef, and lots of hot pots with all different sorts of meats and vegetables and herbs in. And I love them, absolutely fantastic. The perfect sort of meals for winter time. And once you've made a pot, then you don't have to prepare anything for the next 3 days. Now, these things. What are these called? That's a turnip or a swede. Can't make my mind which one that is, a turnip or a swede. I think it's a swede, isn't it? The big ones. And these parsnips, they don't take very long to cook at all. So we're going to add those in late, otherwise they'll be too mushy. So it's all about timing, people. It's an art. Now, I think that would be enough. A little bit more. I like that. Now, boiling water in the carrots. Put the lid on. Okay, so now I'm gonna see these, they'll only need like 10 minutes. So I'll add them right at the end in the stew. So got those, I've got the Swedes. Now I better get the garlic and the onions on the go, because this is what we want first. And so I always cut the tops and the tails off the garlic. See, like that, people. And then when you do that, it's much easier to peel them, because you like that. Just take them out of their jackets, because if you've got to mess around with the ends, it's really difficult and finicky. So this just does it beautiful, yeah? So what we've got to do is we've got to cut to the chase with the preparation, and it just makes cooking much more efficient and less labour intensive. Now some people in their cooking, they'll put 1 or 2 cloves in like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can barely even taste it. But you know me, I like things very spicy. So my daughter is coming for dinner later on this afternoon. She's coming at 4, and so she just texts me and says, "What's for dinner, Dad?" And I said, "Beef stew." And she said, "Yummy." So we're gonna now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook these in lard, not in olive oil. It's not really an olive oil dish. You know, it's not a Mediterranean dish or anything like that. So I'm gonna get the lard. And I'm going to put about that much lard in there. Now, what I've reckoned on, people, in relation to dieting and foods, it isn't the animal fats that are going to get you fat. It's the sugars. And I've already proved this because on my keto diet, I was eating copious amounts of animal fat and butter and lard and cream and all that, and all I was doing was losing weight. And so I'm now cutting out the sugars because I went through a stage after my keto and kind of like Atkins diet, which is just basically a keto diet with wholesome vegetables. Well, for about 3 months now, I've just eaten what I wanted, and I put the weight back on, and it's not like, you know, I'm fat or anything like that, but you see this? There's a little bit on there. See, my stomach sticks out because I've got a big diaphragm. You see the diaphragm? And on top of that, you see, that's where the muscle is. That's where so there's nothing hanging over the belt or anything like that. But I've put on a bit of weight all over, about 6 kilos, and so I'm going to take that off again. So now I'm going to put this on the light and get them going, whilst let me tidy up shit. Don't tidy up shit, people. I'm going to put some of these foods away that I'm not going to be using, like the carrots and the parsnip and the turnip. Put them away and do that. Now let's get this big one out of the way, shall we? Let's get the big one out of the way, because you've got all this mess which we've got to trim off. Okay, so get those in the bin. Look at that. Okay, lovely, nice. Now what I tend to like to do with cauliflower and broccoli, I don't like to cut it. I like to have it in its natural form. So what I do is I just break off the what do you call them? Little sprigs. That's how I like to eat my cauliflower. And then when, you know, they're cooked, they're the perfect sort of like size and shape, and they look great. There we go. So that's ready to go. So we've got the swede. They'll go in the stew pretty straightforward, straight on. These are going to cook at their own rate at a different time. So just put them out of the way. I'm going to stir the onions and the garlic. The carrots are pulled in away. So, right then, and mushrooms. I like mushrooms in my. So I'm going to whack a load of those in, the appropriate measure. Then potatoes, of course. You've got to have potatoes, and kind of like I'm running out of saucepans at this stage. So let me transfer. Because the cauliflower is only going to need like 10 minutes cooking. So these potatoes, let me see how many I'm going to have. Now, I just love potatoes in stew, and kind of like, well, I'm not going to be shy, you know. So let's say these. And I'm gonna get these on straight away. Nice new potatoes, so they keep firm. Okay, now open the window, put the fan on. Oh! Yeah, onions are browning nicely. I'm going to turn that down, not necessarily for them to be so high. Now then, so the beef. Now I bought this beef and it's 700 grams for £7. So beef these days is about £1 per 100 grams. And I looked at joints and I looked at steaks and things like that, and they're all pretty well about £1 per 100 grams. £10 a kilo. So I'm going to put, I'm going to cut these up into smaller pieces. Now, there's a lot here. Let me just stir this. Okay, yeah, they're going great. There is a lot of beef here. And so I'm thinking, well, this, I think will go twice. The only thing is, yeah, I'll have to freeze it. I'll just freeze the remainder. And so that's a good thing, because I was thinking £7, you know, for about 3 meals. Well, as it happens, this £7 would last about 6 meals, and so it's going to be about £1 of beef per meal, because even probably less than that. Even less than that. So that's not bad, is it? Now look at that. I mean, I think. Well, let me just take this pan off. Right, they're nicely browned. Oh, yeah. I just try to imagine, well, how much beef do I want to eat in one sitting? Kind of like, about like that. So that's 1 meal, that's 2 meals. But I think if I put all this in is going to overwhelm it. I think that's enough. Don't you people? I think that's enough. So I'm going to freeze that down. Now, this beef is ready to go in the pot. I've got boiling water here, so I'm going to get these potatoes on. Going to bang them on, bang that water on. Get some more water, because I'm going to need water for the stew. So I'm pouring in this jug, in this kettle, filtered water. So I've got filtered water here. Now then, let's see where we are. Chickpeas. Gonna have to sieve those. Hello, it's me, the awakened one. Put them in there. It's the awakened one cooking show. The enlightened cosmic being. Yes, that's me. Okay, put these potatoes away. Top up the filtered water. You see what I always do? I always replenish everything. When I've used it, always replenish it, put it back, so it's ready to go as soon as you want it. Now, I'm going to put the beef in the meat here, because I want to brown it. Like that. Okay, that's great. That's enough beef. Just keep turning that around. You can turn off the kettle because I don't need that much yet. And I'm going to have to put some stock in. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any chicken stock or anything like that that I've made myself, so I'm going to have to use the pre-made ones, you know. So over here we've got chicken. Now, I like a lot of stock, and I think the chicken has much more fat in them, so I use 3 of those and 3 of those, and then I'll taste it to see I want more. Just sealing up the meat. Apparently this just helps to keep the juices in if the meat is sealed, if it's like, you know, burnt a little bit on the outside. Not really burnt, but cooked. Okay. And so I'll start getting these open. Okay, just a little bit longer on those, a little bit longer because I can still see red. So let me get these out. Okay. Right, that, ladies and gentlemen, is fine. So now I'm going to put some filtered water. Like that. So I'll put the filtered water jug. So it's filtering whilst I don't need it, and then when I need it I've got a jug full of filtered water. So this is just the beginning now, people need not want to pay attention to this. So I'm going to put in those three and those three, and put those little bits in there, and then wipe this bowl out so it's nice and clean, and then put it back. So you'll notice when I'm cooking, I'm cleaning as I go. And so that's there. Then I'm going to need a lot of black pepper. Now, I would have liked more black peppercorns than I've got here. But I'm going to put those in for the time being. And usually, I have spare, but today I don't have any spare black peppercorn, so I will add regular black pepper to taste, and I often like a lot of black pepper in there. So then what I'm going to have, obviously, we're going to have our mixed herbs. So we're going to put in a bit more like that, mixed herbs. Then let's see. Oh, I've got garlic and black pepper here, but I've already got enough garlic in there. So mixed herbs. I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait. Now then, turn these potatoes down and put the appropriate lid on, so they're like that. Check the carrots. Okay, so carrots are done, they're nice and firm, so that's great. I'm going to transfer the water into another pan. So I'm going to drain these into here, and why I'm going to do this, so I've got the water. I'm going to put these in a bowl because they're done. So they're in a bowl, and now I'm going to put the Swedes in here and put this boiling water back in, and we're ready to go. You see, efficiency, people. Now I'm going to put the lid back on there, and I'm going to keep my eye on them because they are not going to need long, and I don't want them to go all mushy and soggy and nasty. So potatoes are getting crazy, so I'm going to turn this heat down. Put the carrots over there. The Swede, now the Swede, that can go in there because that will take the appropriate amount of time for that all to cook, you know, 20 minutes, half an hour, the swede's going to be perfect and it's still going to be quite firm. And mushrooms, they can go in there right now. And I bought these little baby mushrooms, and I don't know whether you're supposed to wash them. You're supposed to I'm going to wash them anyway, because you never know, here. Now I'm going to put the chickpeas in. They're in there, so I'm going to wash these mushrooms. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, they look brighter and cleaner and not fucking covered in mud. Now, how many of these do I want? I think a fair few, actually. Yeah, I think that's enough, don't you? I think that's enough. So we're going to put the mushrooms away in the fridge because we don't need them anymore. And over here, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to do a bit more stuff over here. So I'm going to bag up that freezer and get a freezer bag. And oh, put that in there. Let's do a bit of cleaning, shall we? Right, I'm going to rinse out the colander. Go on the chopping board. Like that. Pull this knife away. Put the scrape away, just rinse that off. So put that there. Put the knife back there. Don't need this lard anymore, going to put that away. The beef, seal that up. Squeeze all the air out of it. Bang that in the freezer. Now then, I've probably splattered some blood around here when I whacked that beef down on here, so just gonna, I can't see any splats discernible around anywhere. So don't need that at this moment in time really. Let's get the chopping board back ready to go. Put the colander away, don't need that anymore. You see, if you didn't do this as you go, you'd have just a mess at the end of it, wouldn't you? You'd have pots and pans and stuff all over the place. Put my teacup up there. Now then, do I need this one? I don't need this one. Swirl this one out. And put that away. Nice and clean and orderly. Okay, so where are we? Well, we are now it's doing its thing. Check the Swede. Now I've got to stick them up one more because they're not boiling yet. Potatoes, there I could do with another 5 minutes. Keep my eye on them. But the good thing about new potatoes, they won't go mushy if I overcook them. Oh, okay, so I'm going to bring this saucepan back out because I'm going to put in the cauliflower. But I don't need the dish anymore, so I can put that away. And I don't need the bin anymore, so I can put that back. I don't need this dish anymore, so I can put that back. Now, we're getting there. I'm going to turn up the stew so it starts to simmer, and then I'm going to start to taste. So I'm going to boil this water, cook the cauliflower, keeping a keen eye on the parsnips, and well, we're looking good. I'm going to start preparing the dumplings next. So I've got one more heating thing here, so I'm going to put that on and get the cauliflower cooked. And I've got that there. Put a lid on that. Oh, that's not the right lid, is it? But anyway. So, what else am I going to be liable to be needed in here? Now, often I will put in. Where are you going? Come here. What are you doing over there? Often I put gravy granules in to bring some thickness. Now, when I taste this, if it doesn't taste beefy and fatty enough for my liking, then I'm going to put the gravy granules in. So, because the gravy granules is going to give it that stew hot pot consistency that we're going to need. It's too watery at this moment in time. Yeah, a little bit weak, people, a little bit weak. So, Bisto gravy granules. I'm going to start with that much because this is pretty good, this powdery stuff, and so we're going to put that in and stir that around, and we'll see how that thickens it up. Now within 60 seconds that would have done its job, and I could gauge. Now the swede, sorry, the parsnips, they're going cray. So again, gonna test these. Yeah, keep it probably less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes on them. Let me stir this up. Make sure I've got all these gravy granules all mixed through. Alright. I think I can go again with those. I'm going to put that in. See that? And see what happens. I don't want it to be too thick, you see. I don't want it to be like gravy, but I just want it to have a thicky, sort of greasy texture to it. And so if I've got the texture which I'm looking for, which I kind of almost have, but not really, I would bang in another chicken stock, not a beef stock, but it's chicken stock to give me more of the grease, more of that fat. Now it's still too watery for my liking. It's almost there. And it's tasting a bit more salty because of this. So I think that should do it. That should do the job nicely. And then if I still want more taste and fat, like I say, a chicken stock. Now then, cauliflower's going cray. It's a fine art, isn't it? You've got to be juggling all this stuff. Got to be juggling everything. Now I think that potatoes will be done. I'm going to take one out just to make sure, because the potato, if it's a little bit hard inside, it ain't cool, is it? So, couple of minutes. You know, when you can feel it crunching, you're crunching on the rawness of it. You don't want that. So, got to keep my eye on the cauliflower as well, people. The cauliflower, it's just got to be firm to cut through and crunchy but cooked. So the consistency now of the stew is good. You want to have a look? Right then. You see? We'll bring it up here. You see that? It's less watery, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah. But you know what? I think I can put a few more mixed herbs in. Yeah. And so I'm happy with that. Potatoes and swede are almost done. Sorry, what are these stupid things called? Parsnips. No, I don't need any black pepper, so I can put that one back. Now, while that's happening, I think, okay, a bit of time on your hands now. So let's wash a few things in here. Just got a load of these spoons from all the cups of tea that I've been consuming. Green tea with lemon I have. Now I think I can turn that off, I don't need that anymore. So we're almost looking like there's been no cooking going on in here at all. And so, gonna gotta check these vegetables, gotta keep an eye on people. You gotta keep an eye. Oh. Right, they're done. Cauliflower's done, you see, it doesn't take that long. And I'm going to drain it. But just before I do, I'm just going to double check. So I'm going to take that off there. I'm going to turn the parsnips off because I'm pretty sure that they'll still keep cooking for a little bit longer, just in that boiling water. I'm going to check the potatoes. I'm going to take one out and just have a try. I think that one's alright actually, yeah. Right. Okay, so drain these straight away, don't want them cooking anymore. Right, put that there. Come over here. Just gonna make double sure that this cauliflower is exactly how I want it. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Right. Only thing we're waiting on now is the parsnips. Just going to check them one more time. Yep, they're done. So, going to drain those as well. Well, we're almost there, people. We're almost there. The only thing is now I've got to make the dumplings. Now, the stew hasn't actually come up to the boils yet. Ouch. But I'm liking the consistency, the colour and everything, and I think that's looking very, very good. Let me. Yeah. The added mixed herbs. That just done the job. But I'm going to put in one more chicken stock. Just to give the grease level a bit of a nudge in the right direction. What happened to Jim Reeves? Alright. Okay. Now then, all these hot plates are off. Turning that around, and I think that's going to be delicious. So pretty well with there, people. So I'm just going to wipe a little bit on this splashback on these tiles. Now all the activity is gone, and I'm going to wipe down the stove. Be careful not to burn my precious fingers. And so that's all nice and clean. And I'm just going to do some finishing touches over here. It's important to wash the finishing touches, people. Now then, because the potatoes are going straight in the stew, along with the swede, I can put those in one pan. And I can do the same with the cauliflower, but the only thing is, I'm not sure whether I'm going to have enough room So I'm not going to put the cauliflower in. So now then, let me just put all these spoons away. Now that meal, like I say, will last me 3 days, and that would be like for a couple of sittings, you know, well, at least on one of the days. I'll often tend to have a smaller sit-in later in the evening time. So put these away. And just gonna spool these pans. Don't need any detergent. Swirl them. Okay, now let me polish them. Polish them all off. This gets rid of any grease or dirt or drying stains. Okay, put these back in their order of size, where I can find exactly what I'm looking for. Put the pan back in there. And okay, so the carrots. So we've got carrots, potatoes and parsnips and cauliflower. Now I think that this really it should be done. The beef should be cooked. The mushrooms will still be a little bit firm. I'm gonna test a piece of swede. Ah. The swede's too hot. That's going to want another 10 minutes. So, I'm going to put the lid on and let that simmer. And, well, the meat will get more tender during that time, so no big deal there. And so, when that's done, I will plop these and these in. The cauliflower I may just put in a bowl on the side. So let me finish off a little bit of tidying up, people. And we're almost done. Save for the dumplings, right? So well, there we have it. There we have it. Dumplings. Okay, now it says I have 70 mils of water, and I sprinkle this dumpling mix so I'll get the bowl, put the water in, chuck that. Put that in like that. Now, this particular dumpling mix is a very light variety, and there's not that much suet in there. It's kind of like more like bread with a bit of suet in. You know, you can get pure suet, and that's just massively too fatty. I don't like that. I like this one, and what I actually do is I mix it up and then I put it on a baking tray, so in actual fact it rises like bread. And see, you'll say stuff like that, the amount of water, but then you need more water. Right. So this is why I tend not to listen or take too much notice of instructions. Now, these dumplings, they kind of like come out the oven like scones, you know? Come out the ovens like scones, they do. And then you can just you break them to pieces and dip it into the stew, and then, so therefore it's kind of like bread, you know, because I love bread with a stew, but it's too filling, really. Well, same as these are, really, but you know, it is beautiful. Now the thing is, you see, you could say, you see, look, you got too carried away with the water. And I have to say, yes, I got carried away with the water. But you see, I can remedy that very, very quickly, because I just get out the flour, which you're supposed to use in any case, and gonna get the tray here, and gonna get this lard and rub that all over there like that, so it's not going to be sticking. And then I'm going to put that away, get the flour, and you put it like that. And put that all over there like that. Then put this on top. No. I need a spoon. Now, I don't think my daughter will be dabbling too much with these dumplings, as she's a fitness instructor. Now, okay, so let me start to make a bit of a bread out of these. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yep. Isn't that gorgeous? Get all that flour into it, and you see what I particularly like about this is by putting more flour in, it breaks up the consistency of the suet, and it makes it a little bit more bread-like instead of dumpling-like. And you know, when you see them, when I show you, like this, like I say, they're like scones. So I'm going to put that on the grease thing. Go over there like that. Alright, just get it all on. And now then, the thing is about this suet stuff, you're supposed to really wash thoroughly everything that you've been using. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that over there with the other thing, and I'm going to run a nice bowl of soapy water. And so with this now, if I just sprinkle a little bit more flour on top, I can manage it a bit better, like this. Because that's what I want, just like that. And then when that rises, it's going to be about 2.5 times as high, and it's going to expand. So that's ready. I can put the bag of flour away. That's ready to go. Throw that in the bin. Wash these things. And whenever I wash anything, you may have noticed, I'll always rinse. So give that a good scrubbing. Rinse off the detergent. And put that there. Bowl. Rinse. Okay. Right. Four. Empty. So, right then, the stew, yeah, that's got a bit of a boil on now, so I'm going to just turn that down a little bit. I'm going to put these few last bits away. Nice and neat and orderly, so you know where everything is. And we just get a bit of a wipe there. Okay, I'm happy with that now. Nothing like having dirty tools, people. Dirty tools and dirty bums. It's just not good. It won't do. You hear me? Don't be having dirty tools and dirty bums. Dirty things. Don't be having dirty things. It's not big, it's not clever. What's wrong with you? Right. Well, I'm about ready for my singing lessons. And I think by now it's gone past midday. I've not eaten anything. And these days I've been eating bacon butties every day. 4 rounds of bread with copious amounts of thick cold butter on, and 4 rashers of bacon. So there we have it. Now I would like to put the finishing touches on. I'd like to put the carrots in, but they are cooked enough and they just want warming through. The Swede parsnips. Mission accomplished, people. Mission accomplished. And so I'll keep my eye on the stew there and on those Swedes, and then when that's done, turn it off. I look forward to my daughter coming round and sharing an incredible meal. I will tune back in again so you can see the dumplings and the stew in all its glory. Huh?